What the fuck is up? So, I've been running pretty cold with this Draw 4 Doomsday deck list. Mainly because I've been running into a ton of decks with discard. And, it's okay against discard because you got Past in Flames, you got Infernal Contract, but, when the discard's real fucking heavy, it can be difficult. So, I experimented a little bit with this Ideas Unbound Labman package in the board. But in the games where it's good, you want it in your deck game one, obviously. So I, excuse me, I decided that for a while I'm gonna try this more traditional style list where we're cutting, since we don't have probe, we're playing a couple street wraiths, and their main purpose is to enable some Lab Maniac piles. I got the full complement of preordains and whatnot. So, and then the Ideas Unbound Landman package in the main. The downside of a deck like this is that sometimes you draw these two cards before you go off, and they suck because they don't do anything really, unless it's in the pile. The sideboard is pretty normal. Obviously, we don't have Past in Flames. We do have this Infernal Contract because you need to draw a spell in your sideboard. But I'm trying out a couple Hope of Girapurs, which I think I tested in the other list, and they're okay, so I'm gonna try them out. Got our bounce spells and stuff, normal wishboard shit, and then the rest of it. This list has been testing pretty well. One of the things that I like about it is that it can kind of play to the board a lot more than the other list. Like, the Draw 4 list, you needed to hold cards in your hand to be really effective. So you wanted to have rituals in your hand, you wanted to have, you wanted to hold stuff in your hand, because its primary win con was Storm, so it couldn't play stuff out. This deck, you can drop lines on diamonds on the board and stuff, and then top deck a Doomsday and make a pass turn pile and sometimes get there. And you can even make piles that can beat multiple pieces of removal if you have enough mana. So it's been doing very well against decks with a lot of discard. It's been doing not as good as against counter magic heavy decks because you don't have the brute force approach that the other deck could do, where you just throw haymakers into their counter magic until something resolves. Plus, obviously, you had discard in that deck too. But anyway, so I'm not ready to take this deck into leagues. I was playing a little earlier today, just in the practice room. I was fucking up piles. I forgot to put Lab Maniac in a pile. I had a pile where I put a Dark Ritual in, and I could have put a Lion's Eye Diamond in, and it would have let me play around one of my lands getting wasted, and stuff like that. So I'm losing too many games right now to screwing up, but the deck has still been doing pretty well, so it's feeling alright. But I'm just gonna jam some practice games today, and that way we can go back to the list, make some changes if I want, and not be locked in for a full 5 matches. So for some things that I'm thinking about changing are, do I want a 6th ritual? Have the Rite of Flame, but I could potentially put in a Cabal ritual. Do I need both Street Wraiths? Or could I cut one for that extra ritual? Is 15 lands enough? Do I want 16 lands? Do I need all 4 Lotus Petals? If I want a 16th land, maybe I could cut a Lotus Petal for it. Do I want the 4th empty? It's the main deck empties or having just natural empty the Warrens in your hand is by far the best plan against Delver in my experience. And so I might want another one, the 4th one, just to have that 3rd copy that I can side in. Stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe Flusterstorm would be better than Hope of Girapur because that would also be good against the combo decks. Although I've been doing okay with against combo decks just by you hit them with discard and then make a pass turn pile and hope they don't kill you on the turn you give them. But anyway, I'm just going to jam some practice games. I got at least probably 2 hours to kill since the wife's not home. So just going to jam some games, have a little fun. It's low-key start to the month for my stream. This hand's pretty reasonable. It's a little light on lands, but it's got most of the pieces. On the draw, yeah, I'm gonna keep this. There's no reason to throw this one back. One viewer, what is up? Alright, so this probably blue-red Delver, although it could be like mono blue. Second land's good, so I'm gonna start. Hopefully we don't get wastelanded. I'm gonna start off with just a duress, and I don't. Since I have the second discard spell, I'm not too concerned about just running this into a daze or something. Like it'll clear out the daze anyway. Naturally, they have the fucking wasteland, but no counter magic, so that's good to know. Although I'm not gonna be going off anytime soon, since they. Also, looks like this is probably mono blue. Snapcaster is a little bit different. They have okay, so it's blue-white Delver. It's like probably Delver Blade. But they're gonna waste this. They had a second wasteland too, so I'm not gonna be able to fetch a non-basic with this Scalding Tarn. This is the second Delver. So I'm gonna die pretty quick if I don't find some shit to work with here. And this Rain of Filth is hampering me because I don't have a second land. Although, now that I found that puts me in a little bit better spot. So, we'll see what they play next turn. If they don't play the Wasteland, I might be able to fetch an Underground Sea. And, no, because it's probably not going to make enough goblins to get through. Okay, but they didn't play the... I'm just trying to think about how I can get up to enough mana to make something happen here, but I think I'm going to need to go and grab a basic island, because if I don't, I'm never going to be able to keep a land on the field, since I know that they have the second wasteland. They don't seem to have drawn a stifle or anything. I'm hoping they just still don't have any counter magic. Another LED, but no other land. So this is kind of a problem. I probably should have put those back in a different order. I think if I don't hit a fetch land on this Brainstorm, I'm just going to lose the game probably. Hit a Ponder. Yeah. I'm going to be in real bad shape, especially if this second Delver flips. If the second Delver flips, I'm just going to scoop. This, getting wastelanded there. Oh, 3 viewers. Holy shit. That's like a lot for me. Getting wastelanded there sucked. But I've never really played against this blue-white variant. They tend to not have quite as fast a clock, although the second Delver definitely doesn't help there. So I got 2 turns left at most. This Ponder definitely needs to find me another land. Of course it didn't. I gotta shuffle that even though I want the Dark Ritual. Oh, great. Alright, I'm just gonna concede. So, we'll bring in the 2 empties. This empty's probably not as good in this matchup because they have Stoneforge Mystic, and I'm assuming they have Batterskull. So that could be like a problem, but I think that'll be fine. I'll probably cut a Burning Wish since I'm bringing the extra stuff there, and I'll cut a Preordain, and probably just another Preordain. 2 Preordains and a Burning Wish. Deck down to 1 viewer. Sick. See, these are the kinds of hands that are like not really what you want. I probably am gonna keep this. It's a little shitty, but it's got enough lands and I can get both my basics, so like it's probably good enough just from that, even though it's not ideal. But making and keeping land drops is very important in the Delver matchups. Duress Lotus Petal. Yeah, I can't keep that because it's not gonna further my game plan at all, unfortunately. This is a matchup where I won't mind casting Lab Maniac though, because they probably don't have any removal left in their deck. Jesus, again, not really anything that I can like. I mean, I could have kept like the therapy and actually maybe I should have. I could have kept the therapy and cracked this fetch, but to shuffle, so I would have seen a new draw. But this is fine either way. So next turn, I'm probably just gonna cast Laboratory Maniac. I'll fetch my second basic island. And there may even come a time where I want to be casting Street Wraith, depending on what my mana gets to. Because like I said, I highly doubt they have removal, and if they have a bunch of spells like, what the fuck are they called? If they have like a bunch of Flusterstorms and Spell Pierces and stuff in hand, those aren't going to do anything against me casting creatures. If they're threat light and have certain types of removal, my creatures might just go through. Another Ponder, though. Actually, so this is an interesting spot. I'm actually going to cast the Lab Maniac now instead of Pondering, because I'm certain that they have Counter Magic in hand. And they might just counter this, and if they don't, I have a threat on board. Yeah, so there's a Daze, and I don't really care about that. So they set themselves back a turn, and I mean, I didn't really do a lot, but they kind of put themselves back a land, and I snagged one of their counter spells. So I'm sure there's more where that came from, but now I'm going to Ponder. There's a Doomsday. So I'm probably going to take both of these and then just pass turn. They still don't have any threats, so it's not like I'm under a ton of pressure. Is this going to be a threat? There's a Stoneforge Mystic. It's fine. So this Burning Wish isn't going to get me a, is not going to be getting me, what the fuck is it called? Empty anymore, which is fine. But I'm probably still going to cast it. Let me think. I can maybe try and break through this turn. I don't know what they have for counter magic, you know. So I'm just going to cast the Burning Wish. I'm not sure what I'm going to get. One option is to grab Infernal Contract. And that might be just the best option. Although, I suppose there's a second Doomsday. The problem with getting the second Doomsday is that if they do have another counterspell, then like they could choose not to counter the first Doomsday, that was like a bait spell, and then counter the second. mean, not counter the second, like have counter spells after the fact. So using that land is a little annoying. I was pretty sure they were going to be holding on to Wastelands because, you know, like as long as I play basics, there's no reason for them to play Wastelands if they have other lands. Drew another Doomsday. Alright, I'm going to shoot off this. I'm going to play the Lotus Petal right now. But I'm going to cast Infernal Contract. I'll see if it resolves. I'm guessing it's not gonna. Pretty sure it's not gonna. Oh, they let it resolve. Interesting. So I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to just go for the win here. Because, like, even if they... Actually, maybe I'm not supposed to Thoughtseize now, because then if I can't go off, I'll be dead to Batterskull. But on the other hand... If I let them flash in the Batterskull, they put me down to 2, and then I won't be able to Thoughtseize. So I'm probably supposed to just try and get there and see if I can... See if they've got nothing relevant in hand. Which, of course, they are just fucking full. Am I supposed to take the Batterskull? I'm going to take the Batterskull. And then I'm going to probably drop this Street Wraith so I can block the Stoneforge. Since all they actually... Well, they could force the Street Wraith, but they've got, like... Force and Daze. Like, they can't spell pierce the Street Wraith. This is an interesting spot. The Street Wraith is actually a pretty bad cantrip here, because I'm going to run out of life too quickly. I'm actually already out of life, because this puts me to 4. Delver. So that was their draw for the turn. I do know their whole hand now. Actually, are they going to Ponder now? If they do Ponder, yeah, they want to make sure to set up the kill for next turn. So, they have double force, single pierce. Interesting. Oh, and a wasteland. That's annoying as well. Alright, what do we got? Brainstorm. Let's cycle that. This is probably just going to get countered, would be my guess. So that's getting forced. Force switching Spell Pierce. Can't cast that one. I'm just going to Brainstorm here. Probably though, like, I don't really see an out here because the Delver is going to flip and then just fly over these Empty the Warrenses anyway. So yeah, I mean, like, can I make goblins here? Yes. Is it actually going to do me any good? Not really, because I'm sure this Delver is going to flip. For what it's worth, that's a fucking absurd amount of counter magic. The fact that I was able to resolve anything through that is neat, but at any rate, So that's kind of what I was talking about. How this version of the deck doesn't feel quite as strong against blue, like against counter spells and stuff. Um, just because you can't I don't know, you can't brute force them quite as much. But hopefully we can get a slightly different game going here. That actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that probably was a match where I should have brought in Hopagirapur, because they are they probably have no removal left. Like, they only really have Swords to Plowshares in game 1, and they're definitely going to bring that out in game 2. And if they try to bring that back in game 3, that means they have to take out other spells. So, anyway, this hand kind of sucks, so we're going to throw this one back. On the draw, so this isn't so bad to mull low like this. So I'm going to keep that. And what that Bobble's going to do is, if I play Bobble on turn 1, which is looking a little unpleasant now, because this is probably going to be a Thalia deck. But if they don't have Thalia, which is, possible, I'll be able to use this Brainstorm. And if I find a Doomsday, I can just win on the spot. Oh, it's not a Thalia deck, probably. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. Interesting. I may still need to watch out for Wasteland, but naturally they go and grab the Batterskull. Another friggin' blue deck. Alright. Burning Wish. So Burning Wish is a good draw. Insofar as I need it to get a business spell. I'm going to keep both of these, so this way if they do Wasteland me, I have another land. And next turn I can try and dig for some discard or something. I'll have to think about whether I want to play the Ponder first or the Burning Wish first. If I do try to go off with Doomsday, I'm probably going to have to do a Lab Maniac pile, because their life is going to get a little too high. I think I'm going to start with Burning Wish. It could just get countered. Nope. So now I can grab the Doomsday and Ponder, and then try and set up a kill for next turn. Hopefully I'll find some piece of discard here. So those are pretty good draws. I think I'm just going to keep all of it. I mean, I definitely want to keep the Thoughtseize. But I'm thinking if they have some soft counter magic next turn, I can potentially use the Lion's Eye Diamond, the extra LED, to play through it if they try to counter my Doomsday. So, and if they don't have anything, then the extra mana will be helpful when trying to play through a piece of removal. It also could potentially let me Storm out instead of the extra mana could let me Storm out by looping Baubles or something, instead of doing a Lab Man kill. But we'll see what happens. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to Thoughtseize. And if they do have another counterspell, I can crack So they cast Counterspell. That's interesting. They tap out, so they obviously don't have anything else. So it probably is just Force if they have anything. I'm going to crack this and cycle the Street Wraith. Just in case I do draw another discard spell, I'll be able to use it. Not another discard spell. Let me think here. So I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to Dark Ritual Doomsday right now. Actually, I'm going to hard cast it, I think. No, I'm going to Dark Ritual it. Dark Ritual Doomsday. I'm suspecting this will get countered. Yep, so force pitching a counterspell. So hopefully I'll live this turn, and then next turn I can try it for it again, since I have a second Doomsday. But I will 100% be on the Lab Maniac plan then. And let's see, this is going to put me down to 5, so I'll go down to 2 after Doomsday. So that makes me a little uncomfortable. I probably need another mana source, since I won't be able to use Street Wraith at all. Burning Wish. Interesting. Does that do anything for me? Not really, probably. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not sure I can actually win from here. I'll give it a try, but if they have a bunch of counter magic, they had a counter, like, you know, they would have had to have 4 pieces of counter magic here. They could obviously still have Swords to Plowshares. So I definitely can't kill with Storm from here, I don't think. I need 14 Storm, that's kind of a lot. Probably too much. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for the Lab Man if I can. I'll need Ideas Unbound, and then Lab Man, LED, Bauble Bauble. Or Bauble Preordain is fine here, I guess. So that should work, assuming that they don't have a Swords to Plowshares, which of course is a big if. They've got white mana up. They've had plenty of time to find one, although they haven't really cast any cantrips or anything. So we'll give it our best shot. I also can't, like, you know, if I had more life, I could wait to crack the Bauble, so I could beat one removal spell that way, but obviously I don't have enough life for that. So just tap to draw, see if they've got it. They got it. Yep, okay. So I lose, and that's fine. 4 counter spells and the removal spell is, like, you know, that's enough interaction. So I'll bring in the Hopes. They should be fine here. I'm going to try just the Hopes and this Therapy. And I'll probably cut... I don't know if I want to cut Rain of Filth. I can probably cut a Burning Wish, since I'm probably not going to be emptying in this matchup. And I'll have a little more time to find my business spells. I'll cut a Preordain. And I can probably cut a Lotus Petal. Try that. I don't really want to cut a second Preordain if I'm already cutting a business spell. I want to make sure I can find my business spells. Now, the one downside of going for Lab Maniac is that they may keep in the swords, and that'll make the Hope of Gyropers worse. But that'll also give me better... Like, they won't have as much room for relevant spells. So, I don't know. It's a bit of a toss-up. We'll find out. I'm hoping that, what is this? Like 11 protection spells is enough. Alright, so I will play first. This hand doesn't have any mana, so it's going to go back. This hand is okay. I can work with this one. I'm going to bottom the Rain of Filth. It's not going to do me any good. I'm going to lead right off, I think, with Hope of Gyroper. That way I can start pecking away at him, too. Like, this is one thing that Hope of Gyroper does a little better than Xantid Swarm, is that it actually does damage. So you can poke at them and try and get some damage in. Another ritual. I'm probably supposed to Thoughtseize here. So I wonder if this is either a brainstorm or they might just... Okay, it looks like a brainstorm. I was thinking, is it possible they just plow the Hope? Stoneforge, brainstorm, back to basics. I'm going to take that. I really don't want them getting the Stoneforge, but, you know, there's only so much I can do, and if I lose my one land somehow, then I'll be in trouble. It's interesting that they didn't play the Stoneforge, so they obviously topped some counter magic. Or something. I'm just going to attack again. I don't have a second land, so obviously I can't really do anything here. Plow? Yep, there's the plow. Alright. Fine. So yeah, that's the one downside of showing them the Lab Man in game 1, is that they keep the plows in, which makes Hope of Gyroper worse. And obviously now if I find another one, they can snap plow it. But I did find a second land, so there's the Burning Wish, and it resolves. This might be another good spot to grab the Infernal Contract. I don't think I'm going to be Doomsdaying anytime soon, or at least not for Lab Maniac, since I know that they have Snap Plow available. I won't be all that surprised now if I see the Stoneforge come down. Yep. There it is. Probably just get that Batterskull. So that's a little annoying because now if I cast Infernal Contract, like I knew this was gonna happen, but if I cast Infernal Contract now, it's going to cut my life very short. Ooh, another Hope of Gyroper. Now, I probably play this because this will actually force them to either snap plow it or put the Batterskull in. Well, I suppose maybe they have a fifth land. I suppose they could have a fifth land. But, it's gonna, I don't know, it's gonna make them do something. Basically, gives me another draw, theoretically. Maybe no fourth land. Oh, no. They have, they're playing a Jace the Mind Sculptor, so they're gonna bounce Hope at this point, I assume. Bouncing Hope with Gear Prayer. I don't really want to get involved in, like, repeatedly bouncing Hope of Gear Prayer. Ponder. I'm gonna ponder. A Doomsday. Interesting. That second red source is valuable to me, but I'm gonna shuffle, I think. Another ponder. Alright, I'm just gonna fucking try for this Infernal Contract. See what you got. What you got, homeboy? Let me have it. Alright. So I'm gonna preordain here. Do I preordain or do I hope again? I think I preordain here. Batterskull's not coming down next turn, I don't think. Brain or Doomsday. I'm gonna keep both these. So I'm gonna make a move next turn. Something's gonna be happening. Oh, I gotta discard something. I guess I can discard Latman. That might make them avoid, like, not leave enough mana up to snap plow. Who knows? But at any rate, I'm doing something next turn. Just don't know what it is yet. Fuck. Looks like it might be approximately nothing. I got boned. Ugh. Alright, hit me with a Stone Forge. Didn't really see that coming. I'm gonna ponder here. Okay. So now they have a basic plains that they can use to put the Stoneforge in. I do want that duress that I know is on top of my deck. The chances of them having multiple pieces of counter magic now are pretty high, and I don't have red mana for this Burning Wish. But gonna have to try and do something here. Counterbalance. Okay. That's annoying as well. These are not really cards I was anticipating. A lot of blue decks lately, like the real, like blue-white based decks, are turning much more into almost prison decks instead of like counter magic based control decks. Obviously, they still have counter magic, but they are less about like drawing tons of. Oh, what are we doing? We got the Vendilion click here. Surgical Extraction on Dark Ritual. That's a problem. Huh. That's a super problem. That's probably game. I mean, if by some miracle they don't actually have anything and this counterbalance doesn't flip a 1, I could theoretically win here, but I'm almost certain it's going to flip a 1. Brainstorm or something? Snapcaster? Snap Brainstorm. Okay. Brainstorm in response because I'm assuming it means they don't have a 1 on top of their deck. But I don't foresee this game going much longer. So reveal counterspell. So 2, interesting. So I could have beat that. But yeah, this isn't going anywhere, so I'm just going to concede. I'm not going to waste my time while they peck me to death. Okay, so that was a little... Both those matches were a little frustrating against the same, or very nearly the same deck. Similar kind of deck. And I think that's kind of what I was addressing earlier. I don't know if anyone was watching at that point, but this list feels worse against like the blue decks, especially blue-white, like counter spell heavy kind of decks, than the draw 4 list does. But it feels better against like the black discard heavy decks, including combo mirrors. So I won the roll, so let's see if we can... I probably keep this. The advantage of playing practice matches like this is that I can be a little wilder with my keeps. Alright, so I'm just going to start with basic swamp, bauble, pass. It's possible I should even play out the Lion's Eye Diamond, and maybe I will. Not playing out the Lion's Eye Diamond gives away less information, because this is a very confusing opening. And actually, I probably don't need to play out the Lion's Eye Diamond, because... like, if I draw Doomsday next turn... I don't think... I could kill on turn 3 if I draw Doomsday by then. If I drew Doomsday next turn, I could kill next turn if they don't take the Lion's Eye Diamond, but... I'm getting ahead of myself, because I don't have a Doomsday yet. I'm just drawing lands. And this is kind of the thing that I don't like about this deck sometimes, is that because it's lighter on business spells and it has some weird cards in it, like multiple baubles, multiple street wraiths, ideas unbound, Lab Maniac, you get some wonky fucking draws sometimes. Ponder, okay? So they shuffled off the Ponder. I wonder if this is a combo deck. Very well could be. We'll crack this. And grab Basic Island. Oh, looks like we may be getting stifled. Which is fine, because I got plenty more lands. Maybe Blue-Red Delver? Yep. Suppose it could be... Rug Delver probably doesn't play Basic Island, so... Blue-Red Delver seems pretty likely. Still haven't drawn a business spell, but I would consider casting this Lab Maniac at this point. Just brainstorming. Another Ponder. I don't know what's going on with their hand. Another Stifle? Should I just go for it? I could beat multiple dazes by casting both Dark Rituals. But it's spending more resources if they have, like, Force of Will. But I'm just going to do it. And if they do have Force, I can at least cast this Lab Maniac. So there's the Force. Horse Pitching Brainstorm. Alright, I'm going to cast the Lab Man. It might get dazed. Did not get dazed. I'm sure they probably have bolts, but if they don't, I can at least get a few beats in. This is where they're going looking for their bolts. It's crazy that they still don't have a threat. This is real weird. They're very low on cards, though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not under any pressure right now, so maybe it would have been better to just spend the one ritual. Oh, they found a bolt. Or a threat. A braid. Interesting. Okay. Delta. So I will be playing that and passing. Maybe I should have fetched. Got the second. There's a threat. So that's definitely turning off Lab Maniac lines. Preordained. Good card. Burning Wish. Did I bottom though? I think I screwed up. I should have left that land on top, and then I could have bobbled into the land and then made 8 goblins. And that might have been enough. It would be a little close there at 15 with Grim that effectively blocks 2 guys each turn, but as it is, I think I've got to just pass turn here. They're at the point where they can hard cast the fucking Force of Will, so. But I am still not under a ton of pressure. An eventual Empty the Warrens is a possibility if they never get another threat on board. Another Lion's Eye Diamond would be a good draw here. Okay, so they have another threat. So that's going to make Empty worse because it's going to be just a lot smaller. Now, I still don't know what the last card in their hand is. It could be more Counter Magic. Underground Sea. I'm going to crack this. Alright, so it's obviously it's not a Stifle, whatever it is. Play this land. Spell Snare. Fuck. Alright. Well, at least now I know they have nothing. So If I draw Doomsday... Okay, they're just grimming me. I wonder if they know what's on top of their deck. I think they do. So this probably flips to Delver. Daze. Well, I can play around a Daze. But I am going to run out of time pretty quick. Their life total's low. Island's not good enough. I still haven't seen a Wasteland, though, I don't think. So I maybe can be a little less careful with my basics next game. But I'm going to need to draw a business spell real fucking soon to make this work. And I'm also going to need them to not have anything. And let's see. And it's going to need to be this turn because next turn, or any more attacks from Delver, and I won't be able to Doomsday because I'll die of the Grim. Actually, now if I Doomsday, I go to 3. So, what do we got here? Playing out Delver. So I know the last card in their hand's Daze now. Come on, something to do. Doomsday. Okay. Here we go. Casting the Daze. Yep. I will pay 1. Yes. I think I can get there. So the pile will be Ideas Unbound, LED, LED, Bauble, Burning Wish. And that should be lethal. Burning Wish on the bottom, LED, Bauble, LED, Ideas Unbound. And I cast this. Crack it for blue. Tap Bauble to draw. The only reason this is lethal at all is because they've done a significant amount of damage to themselves. So that Doomsday was like pretty much the best possible draw there. I don't think anything else would have actually worked. But better lucky than good. Sometimes you get there. There's the drills. Yeah, boy. Alright, so this is a matchup where Lab Maniac comes out. He just comes out. Empty comes in. And I think Therapy probably comes in. And Contract probably comes in simply because you need a draw spell that doesn't get hit by Pyroblast. Red Blast. And then since Labman came out, we can cut a Street Wraith. So Labman, Street Wraith, Preordain out, and then I need one more card. And it probably, let me think. It probably could be a Burning Wish, but it also could be a Preordain or even another the last Street Wraith. But there are probably some piles where I want one Street Wraith regardless. Like even in a Storm pile. But I don't really want to cut the Burning Wish. think I'll cut a preordain. Oh, motherfucker. Let's see. I don't think. Well. That game went real long. How did that game go? 9 turns. They drew a shitload of cards, had like 5 lands, cantripped a bunch. I never ever saw a Wasteland. I'm going to keep this hand because I'm thinking they just don't play Wasteland. And some blue-red Delverless don't. So, there's the Grim. That's fine. Doesn't do anything yet. Drew another land. So I'm going to start off with Preordain. If they do play Wasteland and they just hit it from me last game, then I just get boned here. And, like, I guess that's acceptable losses. One thing to consider in this game is that another Thoughtseize. I do need to kill with Storm. One thing to consider is that I do need to kill with Storm. Like, I don't have the lab man option, so I need to make sure that whatever I do points towards a Storm plan. So Stifle and Force, they don't have a lot right now. I'm going to take the Stifle because that's going to be better for my future. And then I'm just going to pass. They don't have a lot going on, which is good. I still need a Ritual. But I don't want to spend this Brainstorm just yet. I suppose an option would be to actually cast Ideas Unbound. Dark Ritual. Can I kill from here? Like, assuming that they didn't draw... I don't think there's any reason to go for it. I'm going to Thoughtseize. So I'm going to take the Force now. They didn't Grim me at the end of the turn, which was interesting. Seemed like an oversight, probably just a mistake. So there's the Ponder. Do I know what's in their hand? What did they play? They played the Volk. Yeah, I don't know if I know what's in their hand. Island and a mystery card, I guess. So we'll see what they do with this Ponder. If they shuffle it, no shuffle. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out like when I can go for it. If I draw another Ritual, maybe, or an LED. If I drew an LED, I would think I'd just jam it. Well, no, then an LED wouldn't work. There's the LED. The problem is that this Ideas Unbound is in my hand. Maybe it's time to Brainstorm. Brainstorm's a little risky here because if I don't find another cantrip, I'm going to be in a real bad spot. Fuck. Flusterstorm? Shit. Okay. That's annoying. No. Damn. Alright, so... playing the waiting game. That may have been a little too hasty. May have been better to just Thoughtseize again. Alright. I'm going to pass turn. So next time, like if I can draw another mana source, I can Thoughtseize and then go off and use Ideas Unbound as my cantrip. And like that'll be fine. Getting that second Or, I mean, that third land was good. And I don't mind getting grimmed a little bit. I'm not low enough yet where... Oh, fuck, they do have wastelands. That's super shitty. Alright, well, it's good to know anyway. I can't believe I didn't see one for so long before. If I draw another land here, I think I'm just going to jam it. They've been exceptionally careful about going down to 18. No, I'm going to pass again. Since I drew another... Like, I risk opening myself up to another wasteland, but... I just don't want to, I want to be able to... I want to be able to Thoughtseize and know that I'm in the clear, rather than, like, Thoughtseizing the turn before, and then hoping I'm in the clear. But the longer... Fuck! Alright. The longer this goes, you know, the more this fucking shit happens. So, that's probably just my fault. I should have just jammed it. Land. Not a land. Although, no, because now the freaking Ideas Unbound is still in my hand. Okay. This is what I needed, I think. Cox. I'm gonna Thoughtseize now. I don't even know if I can win with the Brainstorm pile next turn. I haven't... My brain... haven't figured that out yet. Alright, so they're going down to 18. But now they're presumably going to Brainstorm to hide something. I do still have Empty the Warrens in my deck, so if I Brainstorm next turn and then just find Empty the Warrens, I could still be in okay shape. I'm probably just going to, like, see lands here. Brainstorm and a Ponder, I'll take that. Brainstorm. Quite the way I hoped. Doomsday is more or less off the table at this point. If they have a counterspell, I won't be surprised if this just gets countered. Okay. If I draw another Brainstorm here... Actually, so I'm getting grimmed. If I draw another land, or another mana source, I can go off. And they don't draw a counterspell. Terramander. Okay, so not a counterspell. And now they can adapt it, but it doesn't have haste. Or they could adapt it next turn. Oh no, they don't, because the Grim Lavamancer's been doing grim things. But interesting that they attack. They don't want to grow that or shrink that anymore. 2, 3. They can't? Oh no, so next turn they can adapt and kill me. So I need to draw a mana source this turn. I did! Fuck yes! Okay. Better lucky than good. Thank you for the opening. Alright, so the kill here is going to be like... I have 3 mana. So I could do like LED, LED, Bauble Bauble, Burning Wish, I think. Should be fine. And play that. Crack this for red. Play the Bauble. Tap Bauble. Excuse me. Play Bauble. Play LEDs. Make black. Black. Draw again. Burning Wish. For lethal. Alright. Get the motherfucker. Okay, so that was good. That worked out. Real fucking sketchy though. Let's play another one. I got so much fucking time. Let me go grab a soda in a minute. Oh, I still have another match? I still have another game with this motherfucker? Oh, it's just the same person. Alright, well, that's a turn 2 kill with Thoughtseize, so this is a keeper if you ask me. And it's all on basic lands too, so looking pretty good. Got fucking hair hanging down from my face. Oh, they're playing a different deck. Oh, fuck. Totally different deck. Well, that's alright. This hand's still alright. I assume they're just going to take the Doomsday. Yep. So this hand will still be a, like if I just drew another Doomsday, this would still be a turn 2 kill. But I'm going to Thoughtseize now, because if they're on Grixis control or something, and they have another, like a hammer or whatever, then I want to snag that. I don't care that much about any of these cards. I'm going to take the Preordain. They can have a pretty quick clock, but other than that, like, they don't really have any interaction with that hand. So I'm expecting probably going to be Young Pyromancer next turn, unless they draw a him or something. Badlands, Bulk. Okay, so no him. Bitter Blossom? No. Pyromancer. Doomsday. No, no Doomsday. I think I might... No, I have enough extra mana. I don't want to Thoughtseize yet. Because, like, I could take the Bitter Blossom or the Lightning Bolt and slow down their clock substantially. But I also could just hold on to it, and if I draw a Doomsday, I'll be in good shape. I'll actually have a Thoughtseize I can cast the turn I try to go off. They don't even have any blue cards in hand to force me right now. Wasteland. Okay, so this is actually Grixis Delver. Not Grixis Control. But at this point, do I know the cards in their hand? One mystery card and Bolt. I think I'm supposed to brainstorm here since I have the fetch now. Alright, I'll put back the extras. I'll go get my other basic island. And I'll play out the Bauble. And now I'm basically just going to hope to draw some business soon. Bolt me. Yep. That's fine, that's fine. I'm under a lot of pressure now, though. So I'm going to need to draw Doomsday probably in the next 2 turns. I need 9, the next one's going to put me like 4. Yeah, come on, Doomsday. Not a Doomsday, but it's still a decent draw. Maybe you could find me a Doomsday. Burning Wish and a Bloodstained Iron. Alright, let me think here. So if I Thoughtseize them now, they go down to, or I go to 7, and then they'll hit me for 4, which will put me at 3, but I'll have to crack that Bloodstained Iron to put me at 2, but I could still Doomsday from there. Or they hit me for 4, put me down to 5. I go down to 2 either way, but I Thoughtseize on that turn. Yeah. I'm just gonna pass. If they have another bolt or something, that's, that shit happens. But with any luck, I can win the game here. I think if they had a bolt, they would have snapped it off already, because they wouldn't have anything to point the bolt at. So I'm gonna start with the Dark Ritual. Thoughtseize. Dazing it. Okay. I can pay for days. That's not a problem, right? Yeah, that should be fine. Fork Bolt. But that's just a sorcery. Alright. Crack this. Go to 2. This should be the kill. Get Underground Sea. Dark Grit. Burning Wish. Get Doomsday. Ooh, cast Doomsday. Storm count's already quite high, so I just need, well, we'll do Ideas Unbound. LED, yeah, just a standard pile is fine here. So Ideas Unbound, LED. We'll do like Preordain, then Burning Wish. Done. Burning Wish. LED. Preordain. LED. Ideas Unbound. Yo, my one viewer, you've been sticking around for quite a while now. What the fuck is up? Who are you? Not putting anything on the bottom. Play out the LEDs. Whole priority. Crack for red and black. Usually I put this on top, but I'm going to put it on bottom today. And Burning Wish. And that's the kill. So that was close, but we got there. Let me think. So the way I normally sideboard in these matchups is these come out. That comes out. Guess that comes out. Like a Preordain and Street Wraith and In comes empty. I wanted that over there. Empty. Therapy. And contract. And the contract solely to dodge Pyroblast, which they may or may not have. And if they don't seem to have it, then I can cut that for next game, but we're going to start with that. This hand's probably not good enough, unfortunately. It's like, it looks close, but it's going to die so hard to Wasteland that I don't think I can afford to keep it. I can keep this, though, because that's a turn 1 kill. I'm just going to bottom that. The fact that they kept 7 means that they probably have something, but I can beat the days. So I think I'm supposed to just go for it. Brainstorming? Sure. So that means no Flusterstorm. Hopefully no Force-a-Will. Because I can beat the days. Days, okay. I'll pay for days. It resolved. Alrighty, we're going for it. Ideas Unbound. Bobble. LED Burning Wish. Standard Storm Pile. And if they have the Force, they have the Force. Sometimes you just gotta try and hit that yeet. Doesn't look like they have the Force. Ah, fucking eat my butthole. Gave them a fucking spanking. Alright, I'm gonna be back in just a sec. I'm gonna go grab a soda. Now the universe must fall. Playing another match. Just gonna keep on jamming. This stream was brought to you by an early fucking grave. Ugh. Live fast, die, motherfucker. Yeah, this hand's keepable. I think the ideal scenario with this hand is gonna be that I just fucking rip a Burning Wish by turn number 2. So I'll play the Bauble on 1, and then next turn I can Brainstorm and just either try and set up goblins or just an actual factual kill with Burning Wish. And hope that they're not a blue deck. Okay. Interesting. Wow, drew the 4th fucking Lion's Eye Diamond. I don't really know what this deck could be. It could be like a depth-based deck. I doubt it's like elves or something. Could also be a control deck. Could be a Reanimator. Could be Black-Red Reanimator. Because they can just play whatever black lands they want. Uh-oh. I'm going to see Badlands and Tomb right here. Taiga. Okay. So this is probably like a Maverick-y, 4-color Loam-y sort of deck. Hopefully there's no Chalice. Thespian Stage. Could just be straight up lands. Regardless, I don't think I'm going to have to worry about counter spells or anything. Another Brainstorm. Okay. Brainstorm. Thoughtseize. Some lands. I really don't need all of these Lion's Eye Diamonds. I'm just going to pass here. Because I don't think there's a good reason for me to do anything. Still don't really know what I'm up against. No Wastelands around, though. So I'm going to crack this for Volk, I think, and Brainstorm End Step. There's not a good reason to Brainstorm End Step. I'm just going to draw a card. Okay, Ponder. Alright, let's Brainstorm here. There's my Burning Wish. There's also just a Doomsday. Alright, so they're going to die. So I'm going to put back Burning Wish, Doomsday. And then I'm going to play Underground Sea. Thoughtseize just in case. So this is probably going to be a Crop Rot. Yeah. So it looks like it's probably just lands, but with a slightly unusual opener. So they just got Dark Depths, and that's fine. They're not gonna live, huh? Green Sun Zenith. So maybe like Punishing Maverick with the fuckedest mana base I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life. Punishing Fire doesn't matter, really. Green Suns doesn't matter. I'm going to take the Fire, though. They won't be able to cast that this turn. So now, I can play all my LEDs. And go Ponder. Holding Priority. Crack for black. Doomsday. And now they die. Easy peasy. I'm going to hide the Lab Maniac on this one, since I have enough mana to do it. So I can put Lab Maniac on the bottom and then just Ideas Unbound into LED Burning Wish. And that'll be plenty lethal. And they'll never see the Lab Maniac. So, like, I don't know how much extra value that actually adds, but I don't think it's I think it's a non-zero amount of value. So since I have the ability to do it here, there doesn't seem to be a good reason not to. And this also because like they clearly had Green Sun, so they probably have Gaddock, which means that hiding the Lab Maniac lets them or makes them so they don't necessarily know that I can just beat a Gaddock. You know, like I can just ignore Gaddock. Another thing that this list is better at than the draw 4 list is just like beating weird shit. The fact that passive turn piles are a lot better means that you can like make piles that can bounce pieces of hate, or just play Lab Maniac to ignore like a Gaddock or Leyline of Sanctity or whatever. And so like a game I was playing a few days ago when I first started trying this list out, I was playing as Show and Tell, and like most of them don't, but once in a while they'll bring in Leyline of Sanctity from the board. And when they do that, you can just kill with Lab Man. With the other list, you had to try and kill with Empty the Warrens, and like basically make enough to kill him in one shot was usually my goal. But anyway, this deck, all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the bounce spells, I'm going to cut the duresses, and one more card, which is probably going to be Preordain. There's an argument for bringing in some empties, but I don't know enough about their deck yet to know if that's going to be good. Because like they have crop rotation, if they have Tabernacle, then empty is not good. So I'm kind of inclined to not bring the Tabernacle in. I mean, not bring the empty in. I think that'll be a very reasonable game plan here. I'm trying to figure out how good this hand is good. I don't know how good Echoing Truth really is. Or not Echoing Truth, Perilous Voyage. I only actually have 3 Echoing Truths on Magic Online. So I'm trying out Perilous Voyage in that spot, trying to figure out if I could just make it be a Chain of Vapor, if I want a 4th Echoing Truth, or what. So depending on my draw and what they do for their turn, my first play might just be basic Swamp Thoughtseize. Forest. Green Sun for Dryad Arbor. So they're trying to do some kind of turn 2, 3 mana play. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I'm probably going to do the basic Swamp for Thoughtseize here. That's a great fucking draw, though. So that's actually like probably the best draw, because that's a turn 2 kill now. So I'll Thoughtseize here. Hopefully they won't be able to do anything next turn. I'll just kill him. Red Elemental Blast, Knight of the Reliquary, Life from the Loam, Prime Time. I got no idea what this deck is. Maybe it's that fucking Applejacks deck. Some kind of Nick Fit garbage. But anyway, I'm taking this Red Blast. Which, frankly, they don't even have access to it right yet. They don't have another land. So I struggle to see how they're going to win, if they could possibly win this game. I guess, what do we got? Just casting Loam? Yep. I guess if they drew another Red Blast now, or if they drew... Yeah, so they're holding that up like they have a Red Blast or something, but I can't beat that with this hand. So I'm just going to jam it. I suppose an option is to build a pile that could... I can think about trying to build a pass a turn pile, or like a Ladman pile that could conceivably win next turn. But I suppose I'd have to crack the LED anyway, so if they got it, they got it. And I'm just gonna live with that. Just hope they didn't draw the red blast. Because there's probably no more than like 2, even if they had a full playset, the odds are well in my favor in one draw. So pile is just standard storm pile. Burning Wish, Ideas Unbound, Bauble, and 2 LEDs. No need to get fancy. Actually, no ability to get fancy, really. Just fucking kill them all. I am Trash Man. Show me the fucking red blast, you piece of shit. Fucking hell. Alright. Better lucky than good. This hand's kind of wonky. Mainly because it doesn't have any basics. I'm going to keep it. Like, it's got a lot of the cards I'm looking for. So the real problem is just that it doesn't have any basic lands. And I'm wary of Wasteland. But can't win them all, so... I'm going to bottom the Brainstorm and take the LED and pass. And the next turn, I think, will be play the Badlands and the Bauble and then Preordain again off the bulk. There's a Monk's Diamond. Dryad Arbor. What do we got here? Thalia? Yep, okay. So I've got the Echoing Truth for that. And I have a Swamp. I guess I'm gonna play the Bauble. I still need something to do, like, after I bounce Thalia. So I'm not just going to bounce it right away. What's this? Blah. They tapped an extra mana. Thinking they had to pay extra for it. Or something. Anyway. I probably can safely cycle this Street Wraith. I don't think I'm going to need it in the future, and I'd like to dig a little deeper. Another Conjurer's Bauble, okay. Another basic land is a good draw, though. Preordain. Burning Wish, okay. Alright, we're getting somewhere. We're freaking getting somewhere. So soon I'll be able to think about bouncing that Thalia. I don't mind taking another hit here. If they have a choke, I'll be in rough fucking shape, though. I guess they can't cast choke right now. Crop Rot or something? 3 mana? What, 4? Loam. Okay. I'm not all that threatened by that. Although, now they could cast a choke. Let's see what I draw. Labman. Not something I'm looking for. I will just pass here. Let's take a look at their graveyard. I'm sure they're going to loam now. Nope, they're just drawing a card? Okay. I suppose I still need to be worried about... What the fuck is that card called? Red Blast? I think I'm going to go for the bounce spell right now, though. Because worst case scenario, even if they do blast it next turn, I can just Burning Wish for Massacre. Oh, ooh, what are we doing? You gonna P-Fire me or something? No? Just floating fucking mana? What are you doing? Oh, it is Applejacks. Okay. I'm gonna bounce this Thalia. Even though I'm not assured of a kill here. Polluted Delta. I think I can kill. Right? If I play Lion's Eye Diamond, Burning Wish, cracking it in response so that the Lab Man goes into my graveyard. So that I can use it in the pile. Should be good enough. Okay, hold priority. Make sure to click the right lands because I need to leave 3 black mana up. LED is going to crack for blue. Then I'm going to wish for Doomsday. Cast the motherfucker. They cut themselves off red mana here. So they can't red blast me now, which is good. So I need the Lab Man, and I need Ideas Unbound. And I need LED. I need this Bauble as well. And I need a Street Wraith. Done. Yigit! Thanks for the fucking follow, bench. I love you, baby. Alright. Fuck the police. They can't control. We gotta tear it down. Everyone get up and let's go. I don't want to crack that yet. I need to activate this first. Cycle. Too busy seeing leftover crack. Cast the motherfucker. Tap the Bauble. We got there. Alright, I'm on a pretty hot streak here. Dunking on practice room, motherfuckers. Alright, let's just take a look. I'm going to look at what my record is at this point so far. So, when did I start playing on stream? Here? So I lost 2 and won 3. Yeah, well, not super hot, I guess, but, you know, we're doing okay. Play another one. Might take a break after this. What's up? You get... I'm going to take, not a break, but, like, I might go back, look at the list and see if there's any adjustments I want to make. Although I do think it's running fairly well right now. Yigit, how did you find me? Are you in the Doomsday Discord? Or did you just somehow stumble upon my stream or what? Another fucking Death and Taxes deck. Alright. That Maniac. Not a good draw. But I don't think I can afford to try and play around Wasteland here. I'm gonna have to. Oh, cool. Um. So yeah, I'm just gonna Thoughtseize, and they have the Wasteland, so I'm gonna get fucked. And this is not Death and Taxes either. This is some kind of land stack. But either way, I'm boned. They also don't have green mana. So yeah, leading on that Karakas was misleading. Suppose if it was Death and Taxes and they had the Wasteland, I'd get boned anyway. I'm gonna probably cycle this Street Wraith just to try and hit another land. I'm not too worried about my life total in this matchup, and I did hit another land, so that is great. And it's even a basic. Ooh. Zooey Mama. Alright, I'm probably not going to win for another couple turns at any rate. I'm going to preordain first. I'm going to be looking for more lands, and the fucking lands just keep coming. And they're basics. So next turn I can play Bauble and Ponder, and if I can hit another land, I can try and go off. There will be combinations of cards I can ponder into that will let me win. Vault is one, I think. I just want to make sure that I'll actually have enough Storm. I think I will. They're not really going to be able to do anything to me, so I suppose if they had a port here, that would suck a little. But that's really the only thing that's going to stop me here, I think, is if they port me. And I feel like unless they just draw the port, or I mean, unless they've just drawn the port, that's kind of a, yeah, so they're just going to try and kill. So, they did. Draw the Thoughtseize that I don't care about, and I'm just going to count Storm real quick. 1, 2, 3 in hand, Doomsday is 4, the pile will be 6, so that's lethal. So, Burning Wish first. Grab Doomsday, cast Dark Writ, Doomsday. Build the basic Storm pile. We should all be familiar with that one by now. Wish on the bottom. Middle ones don't matter. Ideas and Bound on top. Play on the Bauble. And give them... I mean, what is this card? That's a Lion's Eye Diamond. Play with the Lion's Eye Diamond, then give them the fucking Blades. So something that's kind of interesting here is worth maybe thinking about, like, I don't know what situation it would really come up in, but if I put cards on the bottom of the deck here, with the baubles, I would have what, 1 or 2 more cards in my deck, like after this, so I could theoretically wish for Empty the Warrens and kill with it. Not against lands, because they could like Crop Rot to kill me, but against like another deck, if you needed to for some reason, like you could wish for Empty the Warrens and still have enough, like a card to draw, so that you would not deck yourself and then you could attack for lethal. I can't imagine a situation where that's going to be relevant, since like if you're against a Leyline of Sanctity or something, you can just kill with Lat Maniac. But just something interesting to note, because like once in a while those situations do come up, and when you see the line, like winning games that it seems like you have no right to win are the best ones. And so when you see unconventional lines like that, it's cool to be able to execute them. I don't know. I like to keep things like that in my head, because once in a while you're going to be facing down like fucking whatever and have to do it. And so it's cool to actually be able to. But anyway, enough rambling. It's just an idle thought. So in this deck, I'm a little up in the air on sideboarding here. I want to fucking... I don't know why that shit sticks around. Like, I appreciate that you followed me, but it doesn't need to stick around for the whole thing, the whole rest of time. Let me see if I can fix that. In the meantime, I'm going to discuss my sideboarding. So I'm not totally sure about sideboarding in this matchup, because like, I don't know. So I take a lot of my sideboarding cues from Bryant Cook, because our decks are structurally similar. And so he likes to cut some number of like ponder. Well, he doesn't play preordains, but he'll cut ponders and stuff in like these prisony matchups, because you're just not really going to be cantripping a bunch when they're trying to lock you down and fuck up your mana base. But yeah, I can't fucking figure this. Alright, whatever. I can't figure the thing out, so the Yigit follow notification is just going to stay there, which is fine. So yeah, but I don't know if, like, should I be cutting discard? Because on the play, at least, I think you want some discard to be able to try and snag Sphere of Resistance or whatever they're playing for their prison pieces. But on the draw, it's not as likely to happen, so lately I've kind of just been splitting the difference and cutting like 2 of each to make space for the Echoing Truths, and we'll see what happens. They're playing 61 cards. That's interesting. Probably keep this one. It's got some stuff. I can get my basic lands. So if they don't play a turn 1 sphere, then I can probably snag it. Hopefully snag whatever prison planet piece they have. The only downside is I'm not going to be able to get max value from this Brainstorm, because I'm going to have to fetch basic Swamp here. That's okay. I can live with that. I'd rather the chance to take a Sphere of Resistance than get max value off my Brainstorm. So because definitely can't get max value off the Brainstorm if you're all locked down. Loam. Okay. They're playing that, which is fine. They still have a Horizon Canopy they can activate. Let's see. It's a good draw. So right now I'm just looking for like a business spell. And I can even like I could I'm just trying to think about how I can see as deep as possible. because I can use the Lotus Petal in my basic island that I'm gonna get. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna hold off on cracking that as long as possible. Um, but I could cast this Ideas Unbound and draw 3 and hope to hit like a Doomsday or something. But I don't think there's a good reason to do that right now. And I do still have the Lotus Petal, so that's some blue mana available to me. But I basically want to just wait as long as I can. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Now I'm kind of forced into it, unfortunately. I'm gonna get the basic anyway. Because if later on I draw the I draw Rain of Filth, I'm gonna want it, and we're in a bad spot now. Okay. So, I'm not ready to give up yet. I can try and play out some of my lands, or play out lands, play out my cards. Like, I'm not dead yet. I obviously still have bounce spells in my deck. Is this the Loam again? Isn't Loam still in their graveyard? Guess not. Port. So they probably... Oh, Port and Wasteland. Okay. It might just be time to scoop. This is a lot of mana denial. I'm going to play out the Lotus Petal anyway. If there's another sphere, just the Loam again. But it's getting to the point, like, I don't think there's any, like, realistic way for me to work my way out from under this, before they kill me. So, and, like, for what it's worth, I didn't find the, I didn't draw the Doomsday, so even if I had brainstormed earlier, I wasn't going to find the Doomsday and try and to actually be able to go off. So, you know, I'm going to take a look at what my draw is here, but I'm probably just going to scoop and not waste too much time. It's too much mana denial. I'm not going to be able to get out from under it before they find the Merit Lage. So I think I want to bring the Duresses back. Or, like, maybe at least one Duress back. I could try cutting all my Preordains. I don't know if that's a good idea, but... Like, this might just be too much discard. Let's cut one Duress again. Actually, hold on a sec. Thoughtseize doesn't do that much in this matchup. So, like Thoughtseize doesn't really do anything that Duress doesn't do. How many discard spells do I have now? 4 or 5 again? Alright, I want the 6th, so I'll bring in another... Bring the Thoughtseize back. Yeah, we'll try that. Thoughtseize doesn't hit anything relevant that Duress doesn't also hit, so there's no reason to, like, lose the life. But ideally, you just want to fucking kill them all. This hand's... I don't know about this one. I'm going to keep it. Might lose the game because of it, but we'll see. basically this hand eats a dick to Wasteland. Because I can't... I don't think it's worth it to get a basic Swamp off this Mire. I think I need to just get Underground Sea and hope they don't have Wasteland. If they do have Wasteland, I still have some mana in the form of Lotus Petals, so like, I won't be completely out of the game, but I won't be in good shape. The other option is to Lotus Petal, Brainstorm, and then crack the fetch, but I don't like doing that because I feel like it's you're spending too much resources for not really enough gain. Alright, so no Wasteland, although they do have crop rotation. I don't know if they just go for that, though. I'm going to take the Sphere, because that's the one that matters here. And then I'm just going to hope they don't crop rotation. One thing they could do is, like, they go land, exploration, taiga, gamble for another Sphere. And hopefully they'll just discard it. 1 out of 4 chance. They discard a crop rotation. So they almost certainly have another Sphere in hand. I do have Echoing Truth, which is good. Fuck me. Alright, I'm brainstorming. No, because they have another crop rotation in hand, right? So I can't just kill them. Like, I can't Burning Wish for goblins, because they'll just kill me. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't good. This is not good. Hold on. So what if... I'm trying to think if I can beat... Like, if I put back Ideas Unbound, Echoing Truth, and then I play the island... No. So, like... So I can cast Burning Wish, crack LED for whole priority, cast Burning Wish, whole priority, cycle Street Wraith, whole priority, crack LED for black. I will draw the I'll draw the Echoing Truth. I'll cast Doomsday. I'll have 3 mana up for Echoing Truth. But then, like, what the fuck do I do with it? I feel like there's a pile there. So, and like, I'm not, the way this hand's shaping up, I'm not going to win if I don't try to do that. So, this is going to be weird. Whole priority, cycle, whole priority, crack for black. So, like, man, I really wish I could just make goblins here. But I know that they have another crop rotation, so I can't. So my pile, I think, is going to be LED, Ideas Unbound, Labman, Bauble Street Wraith. And so the plan is going to be next turn they play the sphere. I draw, Lion's Eye Diamond and hold it. On their end step, hopefully they don't kill my land or something, I bounce the sphere. And I play... Next turn I draw Ideas Unbound, I play it. And play the... No, wait. I can't use the bauble. It's gotta be another Street Wraith. It's gotta be the second Street Wraith, because I won't have mana to cast the bauble. Because I'm gonna need all the blue to cast the Lab Maniac. So, like, theoretically this pile can work, but it will die horribly if they destroy one of my lands. So now I pass turn. There's a lot of ways this goes wrong. That's what it comes down to. A lot of freaking ways this goes wrong. But I'm hoping that they don't try to disrupt my mana and that they just try to set up a win if they cast more spells. I don't even really know what's left in their hand. There's Stone Portal. Okay. I feel like if they were smart, they would just Crop Rot first for Wasteland, destroy my Underground Sea, and then cast the Sphere. I wonder if they didn't gamble for another Sphere. I feel like they must have, but maybe they're just trying to kill me? No, they went for the Wasteland. Yeah, alright, so I'm fucked. Right? There's no way out of this one. Yeah. Alright, so they saw the line. And that's fine. Whatever. Can't win them all. Can't win them all. I've been losing to lands a little more than I'd like with this list. And I think it's just because it gets some wonky fucking draws. Where, like, you win game one, and then... Like, usually, the way lands historically has always gone for me is you win game one, you lose one of the second. Like, you win game one, you lose game two, and then you, So this is very close to a turn one kill. I didn't complete my last thought about lands. But anyway, lands is actually can be a tough matchup because I think it actually gets slightly unfavorable for you post-board. So, game one is like a cakewalk, and game two is, games 2 and 3 are like 40%. Another brainstorm. I'm just going to pass turn. Assuming this is a Goblins deck. I don't think I'm dying next turn, so, end of turn I'll brainstorm and try and hit another land. I may even want a Street Wraith, another Skirk Prospector. That's a little alarming. I may even be right to Street Wraith first, because, like, if I can hit a black mana source, I have another Brainstorm to use for the kill. So I'll see an extra card that way, is what I'm saying. So I'm probably going to do that. I think it's really unlikely that I die here. It's not the extra mana source I needed. Hopefully they're not main decking Red Blast or something. There's the black mana. Okay, so I'm going to put back those two. And we'll just go for the kill here. This deck is weird. My opponent's deck is weird. I don't know what they're playing against. Or what I'm playing against, but this is just a basic storm kill. think I played against this person in the practice room a few times, and I think a lot of the time they play like Prison-y brews. Like I think they played mono black stacks against me sometimes, so it's like it's not like they're non-competitive because sometimes those decks just fuck you up, but they're usually a little off meta per se. But anyway, this should be an easy win. I like to make a useless color of mana just to flex on him. Alright. So I don't really know how to sideboard here. Since I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm gonna assume there could be red elemental blasts, and I'm gonna cut a preordain for the infernal contract, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Actually, I'm gonna cut 2 dresses for 2 echoing truths. An echoing truth and a perilous voyage. That way, if it comes up, I can see if I like pairing perilous voyage. This way, we just kind of hedge our bets against whatever random crap they could possibly have. This hand's probably a keeper too, because it doesn't. It's another close one. So mountain, nothing. Perfect. So I'm just gonna get. So I have a couple options here. I could get Underground Seer, I could get Swamp. Basic Swamp into Bauble this turn will let me kill next turn, but it also means that if they counter my Doomsday somehow, that I won't be able to do anything about sorry, I'm just thinking. I won't be able to do anything about, like, I won't be able to cast the Brainstorms. I'm just gonna get the basic Swamp. I think that's the safest line. So there's a Skirk Prospector. I feel like they're just holding up a red Elemental Blast. Thoughtseize. I'm just gonna Thoughtseize. Makes it so I can't kill this turn, but I just want to know what's going on. Don't know what they're doing. Okay, so they do have a red blast. It looks like it's just goblins. They're holding up Goblin Grenade, so I'll have to be careful of that. But taking the red blast is good here. Goblin Grenade means that I can't. Goblin Grenade can hit a creature too, right? 5 damage to any target, yeah. So Lab Maniac's kind of off the table. So I really do want to find another mana source, I think, so that I can try and go for a storm kill. But we're probably going to see a goblin here. There's the War Chief. They still have Goblin Grenade up. So I do need to go off soon, or else be in danger of dying to Goblin Grenade. Actually, I think it's going to be this turn. I need to try and kill. Huh. So, let me think. If I go Doomsday, Dark Ritual, Conjurer's Bauble for like a Lotus Petal, so I can Brainstorm, and I can draw like or actually, maybe I'm overthinking it. I have a Burning Wish. I could put that on the bottom of my library with the bauble. So then I can draw Ideas Unbound. And I'm still mana short. And I can't, from this much life, I can't use a Street Wraith in my pile because I'll die to Goblin Grenade. Because I'm going to go to 7. So back to the Brainstorm idea. So if I draw a Lotus Petal, Brainstorm, there'll be 4 cards left in my deck. So I'll Brainstorm into, say, I have 2 Brainstorms. So I can Brainstorm into like LED, Petal, and put back LED Petal, and put back like LED Burning Wish, and then Brainstorm into the Burning Wish for the kill. But how much storm is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's lethal. Alright. My one concern is, yeah, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, whatever. Give it a try. So, I need Petal, LED, and I think the last card doesn't matter. Petal, LED, last card doesn't matter. I'll just stick an extra Burning Wish in there. Done. Now, obviously, I'm still going to die if they drew another Red Blast effect. But there ain't much I can do about that. Oh, I should have put that Doomsday on the bottom, just to make sure that I didn't deck myself with Brainstorm. I don't think I'm going to anyway, but that was definitely an oversight. Because this Brainstorm is going to leave me with 3 cards left in my deck, which will be exactly enough for when I draw the next one. So now I can put back, I mean, here I guess I can put back Labman, Burning Wish, and then I can go LED, Lotus Petal, Whole Priority, blue, and make black, red, a little bit of white. Alright, I don't know what that was, but some kind of Goblin combo deck. I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then I probably will have time for one more match. So actually, I'm just going to hold it. I'm just going to play one more match, and then I'll just go to the bathroom after that. Unless I play against another blue and white deck, it won't take that long. So I lost the roll. This hand's probably alright. This could potentially make goblins on turn 3. So, if both of these get me red mana. If I find another mana source, I can duress first, but this is not going to go well. Let's start like that. This Burning Wish might have to find me a Massacre, but fortunately I have enough lands where that's realistic. The duress isn't doing me any good in this matchup. Interesting, though, they don't have mana here. That's not a bad draw. I'm going to play that. If they don't have a Thalia or something, so putting the mom in. I mean, if they don't have a Thalia, I can try and win the game, but maybe. I think I still need to draw something good. It could always be holding the Aether Vial up to flash in a Thalia. What are we doing? End of turn Thalia. Sure. Alright, I'm going to crack this, and I'm going to get Volk, because I'm going to Burning Wish this turn. Brainstorm is a decent draw. So I'm just going to Burning Wish for Massacre, and then hopefully I'll draw a business spell next turn and I can try and kill him. I could be in a little bit of trouble if they have Sanctum Prelate, because they can put it on 4. But, you know, can't beat everything. I'm doing good about not getting tilted today. I don't know if you've watched any of my other streams, but I have a tendency to fucking go off the rails. I'll start, like, forgetting to play lands and, like, misclicking shit once the, oh, they do have the fucking Sanctum Prelate. It's like I'm omniscient or something. Alright, so that Massacre is dead in my hand now. I'm not dead, though. I don't have a way to get rid of the Thalia, but I could potentially try and play through it with like a pass a turn pile. And that LED is a good help to that. So I'm going to Brainstorm, pay the extra, hopefully draw a Doomsday, which I didn't. I'll put back these 2 cards because they aren't doing me any fucking good. Probably just fetch my other basic island with that. And then I'm going to play out my 2 mana rocks. Because if I can find a Doomsday soon, I'm going to start being able to think about trying to plow through the Thalia. Let's see, so to plow through Thalia, it's going to cost me how much extra mana? It's like 3 extra mana to beat Thalia. Because you have, or 4 I guess, 1 on Doomsday, 1 on Ideas Unbound, 1 on Lion's Eye Diamond, 1 on Bauble, and then Street Wraith and the Lab Maniac don't cost extra. But right now, if I cast Doomsday and pass the turn, I would die. So if I was going to do it, it would have to be all in 1 turn. And I don't know if I have enough mana for that. Doomsday would be 4. Ideas Unbound would be 3, or 3 is 7, bubble is 2, LED is 1. So 10 total mana. I mean, they can't even plow. Can I just do it right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. LED is 6, 7, 8. Petal is 9. The Dark Rituals are each +1. I think I can just do it. Obviously, they have Aether Vial, so I'm not guaranteed. I'm just going to try it. I don't know if I can do it, but I hope I'm not counting this wrong. So that's going to be all of Doomsday. Might as well just go for it, right? Ooh. Doomsday. What do I have to lose? I mean, a Flicker Wisp on the Bauble will kill me. And they're gonna do it. What are you targeting? Oh, they're targeting the Lion's Eye Diamond. Fuck. Just crack that motherfucker. Heh. Alright. So, Ideas Unbound, Lab Maniac, I don't have the Echoing Truth in my main deck. I don't know what game we were looking at for that one. Sorry, I didn't see your messages there. So, Ideas Unbound, Lab Maniac, Bauble, LED, Street Wraith. Landman on the bottom. These three in the middle. And Ideas Unbound on top. Crack the Bauble. Cast the Ideas Unbound. Cast the Bauble. Cast the Lion's Eye Diamond. I even have 1 extra mana. Wild. Hold priority. Cycle this motherfucker. Make blue mana. Cast the Lab Maniac. And Bauble to draw. Game. Alright. That was cool. Fuck your Thalia. So in this matchup, Duresses are an easy cut. I said Duresses are an easy cut. There. And then I want my bounce spells. Arguably, Therapy could come in just for Thalia, but post-board, they kind of have a lot of ways to... So, I used to bring in Therapy, because before the Probe ban, I was playing 4 Duress and 3 Therapy as my discard spells. So I cut all 4 Duress, bring in the Therapy, and then the bounce spells. But now I'm playing 4 Thoughtseize, so like I can still leave 4 discard spells that hit Thalia in. And I also don't have to just blind name whatever random hate bear they might have, because post-board they're going to have like Canonist and stupid shit like that, so it's too easy to blind name. Alright, so I'm cutting the Duresses for sure, and then I need to make 1 more cut, and it's probably going to be a Preordain. This is a matchup where I wish I had, like Chain of Vapor. It's just a little better for bouncing their hate bears than, a little better for bouncing their hate bears than the 2 mana ones, because sometimes it can actually be hard to get up to 3 mana. They mull to 6, huh? I don't really want to keep this, but it's pretty close. So I'm gonna. It's just gonna be a little weak to Wasteland, because I really want to crack that for what do we got? Mom. Yeah, I really want to crack that for an underground sea. I'd love to draw a second land here. Not a second land. Well, I'm going to do it anyway. Hopefully they don't have Wasteland. So I'm going to grab Underground Sea, I'll Thoughtseize, and then hopefully... Oh, they got a port. Port's not as bad, but... I don't know if they're going to cast Revoker next turn. They may think a Revoker on LED or Conjurer's Bauble is... so that was their draw for the turn, and they didn't play the port. That's real interesting. So they definitely want the Revoker, which means that I get to preordain. Which is good, because I'm probably going to need to Burning Wish at some point for Massacre. So I'm going to need to, I'm going to be on the lookout for lands. Conjurer's Bauble. So I think it's really funny when people do this. A couple days ago I had, maybe it was just yesterday, posted something about it in the Discord, if anyone's in there, but I had a, someone playing, like, Grixis Control, I think, cast, turn 1, cast Pithing Needle, and name Conjurer's Bauble, and this next turn, I just Natural Tendrils them, and never played a Conjurer's Bauble. So I really fucking gave it to them. So I'm going to preordain here. And there's another Burning Wish. I don't want either of these cards. I don't need either of these cards. Street Wraith. Sure. So I'm going to hold off on this Bauble, because next turn... I mean, not this Bauble, this Delta. Because next turn, like, they could... if they play another Revoker, still no port. What are you doing? They're playing the other Revoker. So now I'm going to crack this. I'm going to go get Badlands, I think. And I don't know what they're going to name, but I can just Burning Wish for Massacre and wipe the board next turn. I'm trying to think. I think if I drew a Lion's Eye Diamond... No, that wouldn't be enough to just kill. Perilous Voyage. Probably just Massacre now, since I have the opportunity. They're gonna port me next turn, presumably. Where's Massacre? Oh, maybe I should have peed. Oh, and they conceded. Okay, well, I'm going to stop here, even though that game was a little anticlimactic, because I got to pee real bad. That fucking Mountain Dew raced through me. So, but before I do, I'm just going to quick debriefing here. So I played, where did I start? Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches, and I lost 1, 2, 3. So 5 and 3 is over 8 matches is decent for the stream. I played some more matches earlier today. I wonder what my whole record for the whole day is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 matches, and I lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 11, or no, 9 and 6. Yeah, so I don't know. Deck's running all right. I can't remember if I made any glaring errors in my play, but yeah, thanks for watching. It's nice to see new people once in a while. Yeah, the deck's running okay. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep rolling with it. Maybe try and play some leagues later this week. But yeah, thanks for watching.